Hi everyone and welcome to Crash Course Judaic Studies. I'm Maya Rayhanan and today we're going to be talking about Jews in Europe. Ready to be enlightened? You'll understand that later. Jews were living in a world where emancipation was spreading due to new values of Haskalah, which in Hebrew means enlightenment. Get it now? England, enlightenment was moving very slowly, but Jews felt no pressure to abandon their Jewish traditions. They were actually admired because they were able to survive in the diaspora. Sadly, they weren't as admired as Egyptians admired cats. But the situation in Germany was quite different. Jewish citizenship was withdrawn from several German states because emancipation was imposed on German states. Boo! Because of all this, Jews believed it was time for a change. Jews created 3 different Jewish groups: Reform, Conservative, and Orthodox. Jews lived in the Pale of Settlement. It was a very poor area where czars threw all the Jews in and told them it was the only place for them to live in Poland. In the 1840s and 1850s, the ideas of Haskalah began spreading to the Pale. The Russian government encouraged Jewish modernization, which is what the reformers were trying to do when considering the Jewish religion. Changes all around Europe left some Jews feeling like they were living in 2 separate worlds, or worlds that sometimes collided. A yeshiva student named Yeshaya Perostin felt the same way. Like so many Jews at this time, Yeshaya found himself caught in the world of his childhood and the new one outside. He said that the exciting and enchanting new universe was winning out. They were more than willing to face the challenges of modern life, but Jewish success was stirring up anti-Jewish prejudice. In Eastern Europe, hopes for a brighter future was dim. Alexander was assassinated in March 1881. His death was blamed on the Jews, and anti-Jewish riots broke out in the Pale. Now time for everybody's favorite part of Crash Course Judaic Studies, the person of the day. Today's person of the day is Hannah Rachel Werbemacher. What's up, Hannah? Hannah Rachel was one of the Jews that was more deeply drawn to Judaism, while others chose to assimilate. She was determined to become learned, and she succeeded. She established her own synagogue, Die Grün Schule, which means the Green Synagogue. There, she gave sermons on Shabbat to her Hasidic followers. She later immigrated to Israel, where she continued to study mysticism and worked to speed the coming of the Messiah. Go Hannah Rachel Werbemacher! Oop, there goes the coin of the mispronunciation jar. It's like Campbell symboling to me that it's time for our letter. Today we're going to be reading a letter from our friend Rebecca.
Dear Maya, your Crash Course Judaic Studies videos are great. They've taught me so much. I'm a Reformed Jew, and due to your videos, I know how it was inspired to be. I feel great knowing Reformed Judaism was inspired by Jewish scholars who were associated with the Society of Jewish Culture and Science. Today, my parents keep telling me that ethical mitzvot are important in Reformed Judaism. They always emphasize the pursuit of social justice or whatever. I think that's really great. My entire family opposes Zionism for some reason. They've opposed it since the 1930s, but I don't really have much of a voice in the situation. My mom, who's a rabbi, is here with Sally Preisland. She was the first Reform rabbi who is a woman. I think Reform Judaism is really great. They let women become rabbis and we have so much freedom. I think I'm going to start a riot at my local Orthodox Jewish synagogue. Thank you for the inspiration, Rebecca.
Did you get the document of the day? Okay, great. The document of the day is when I pull out a document that has to do with today's subject, and I have to guess the writer. Awake, my people! How long will you sleep? Night has passed and the sun is shining brightly. The land of Eden opens her gates to you. Her sons now call you brother. Judah Lieb Gordon, 1866. Ha! Take that, Eli! My favorite people at this time were sages. Mr. Hanyan, we're not learning about plants. No, student me, we're learning about Talmudic sages. But it was contemplated whether or not they're really the greatest sources of human wisdom. I think it just depends on the person. Even though, as I said at the beginning of this video, Jews were admired by non-Jews because they could survive in the diaspora. Anti-Semitism was beginning to bubble up. Anti-Semitism is a huge subject that we'll talk about in the next video. Thanks for watching Crash Course Judaic Studies. A great thanks to Eli Torgerson, Campbell Slavin, and Aldo Schwartz. Captions and editing thanks to iMovie and Windows Movie Maker. And as I always like to say, stay wayward, everyone. I'm Mari Hunin. Thank you for watching.